Hello. I'd like to tell you the story that leads to what I call the trilemma of the maroons. This is a story about Spain, Britain, sugar, and slaves. It's a story about the island of Jamaica in the Caribbean. European colonization of Jamaica began with the arrival of the Spanish settlers in 1510. Within decades of their arrival, the Spanish all but exterminated the peaceful native Arawak Indians and laid claim to the island. Jamaica's tropical climate proved ideal for sugar production, and the Spaniards soon established a network of sugar plantations on the island. This trade would later grow to be immensely profitable. To this day, sugar remains Jamaica's top export. Sugar production was dependent on slave labor. Thousands of African slaves were imported to Jamaica to perform the harsh, deadly work. Once a slave arrived on a sugar plantation, his future life expectancy was a mere 7 to 9 years. Now, in 1655, the British Empire wrested control of Jamaica from Spain. And with the Spaniards in flight, African slaves seized the opportunity to claim their freedom and fled from the coastal plantations to the inland Jamaica highlands, known as the Cockpit Country. There, these runaway slaves established the first maroon communities. Escaped slaves who reached the safe haven of Maroon Country strengthened their numbers, and maroon communities expanded. Throughout the period, the Maroons successfully fought off British incursions and raided their plantations all along the interior to sustain themselves. War broke out between Britain and maroon communities in 1690. I mean real war with redcoats and cannons hunting down the maroons. The British sought to kill or enslave the maroons and at last eliminate the threat they posed to British control. The maroons were thrust into an existential fight with their very lives and freedom at stake. Outnumbered, outgunned, the Maroons nonetheless stunned the British, fighting a fierce guerrilla campaign in the rugged Jamaican hills, the Cockpit Country that came to be known as the land of Look Behind. For 50 years, the Maroons battled the British Empire to a draw against overwhelming odds, inflicting hundreds of casualties and giving hope to slaves on the plantations that they could escape to freedom in the mountains.